Hey everyone.
Hello, welcome back.
So, we're ready to go. TFT
Yeah.
is on.
Why in the world would we think a pre-show was good 2 hours before we actually do the live event? Why would that be a good idea?
I think next time we should do it post the event myself.
Yeah.
Be much better.
Well, actually, in 26 hours and a half, we will have a wrap-up.
Yeah, okay, that's true.
And I plan, much like Diana Ross did in 1985 at the American Music Awards, to have a outfit change for each region.
So do I. A bit like Children in Need here in the UK. They kind of run for
same
like
type
4 hours.
of outfit changes.
I've got 3 outfits. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Well, that's probably most appropriate. So there might be people who are tuning into the pre-show because I don't know. They don't know why we're even doing a pre-show. But Tessa, can you just kick us off and talk to us a little bit about who you are and what your involvement is in TFT, and then Kirsty, go ahead.
Yeah, of course I can. Hello, if you're watching now the pre-show, welcome to the pre-show of the pre-show of the pre-show of TFT 12. My name's Tessa Trowbridge. I am Managing Director of the Service Desk Institute. I've known Chris for 3 or 4 years now, and Chris approached SDI and my team back in June with this kind of weird and crazy idea about running a 24-hour kind of virtual global conference. And as SDI, we absolutely loved the idea of that and kind of jumped at the chance to both do that and work with Chris. So this has been kind of 6 months, although it feels like 6 years in the making. And I'm delighted that we've reached this point, and it's going to be a fantastic 24 hours, and I can't wait.
So SDI, for those people who don't know, can you kind of give us some context around what SDI is and where you are? And
yeah, of course I can. So SDI, or the Service Desk Institute, is a professional membership organisation for individuals and professionals that work in IT service and support. We are based in London in the UK, and we have an international reach.
Nice. Nice. And what do you do there?
What do we do? Oh,
what do you do?
What do I do? Make the tea, sweep. I'm MD, so my job is kind of strategy, people development, and driving the mission and the vision of the organisation to make sure that we kind of deliver what our customers want and provide them with the best possible tools, processes, procedures to enable them to do their jobs better. So I suppose at SDI, we like to say we change people's lives. So what we do enables people and service professionals to do a better job for their customers, and therefore changes their lives and makes their day better.
Someone should put you in charge of something.
I wish they would.
So you're representing our EMEA contingency.
I am, yes.
In that 8-hour span. Now, you guys go on the air when? In 8.5 hours?
Yeah, 5 a.m. GMT time.
Wow. Kirsty.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about who you are and how you're involved with TFT.
Well, yeah, who am I? I mean, sometimes I have to ask myself that question, I have to say. I fell into service management a few years ago after a career as a journalist, writer, editor, that sort of thing. So at the moment I've been able to meld those two parts of my life together and write about service management stuff, which I'm thoroughly enjoying doing. I can use my creative skills along with my service management knowledge to hopefully share some information that is useful to people. So somehow I got dragged into TFT 12, and I'm loving every minute of it. Thank you, Chris, for pulling me along for the ride. Originally, I just submitted to do a talk, but ended up with this role, which I have to say I will admit to being nervous about, but really enjoying the ride. It's fantastic. This is history, and being involved in something like this is just so exciting. And I really want to see where else this ride is going to take us. And I just want to say a big thank you to Chris for dreaming this up somewhere along the way.
I like to dream.
Yeah, we know. And your dreams are pretty vivid.
So I guess I don't know. My name is Chris Dancy. I've been hosting a podcast for 3 years here in the U.S. called ITSM Weekly. We have about 40,000 listeners globally across all of our channels. About 6 months into running it, we started a podcast in the UK called ITSM Rest of the World. Tessa can probably try to explain to us why the UK is the rest of the world. But it originally it was tongue in cheek because they thought that we acted like we were the center of the universe, and I'm sure in some ways we're seen as very xenophobic. Shortly after that, we launched an Antipodean edition with some folks down in Australia and New Zealand. About 5 months ago, we launched a Nordic edition with some folks up in Sweden, Norway, Finland. This year we're ramping out ITSM Weekly, the Subcontinent edition with India, working with a team in France to bring that to fruition. And Mauricio Corona, please bring us ITSM Weekly Latin America. I currently work for BMC Software, but I've worked everywhere. I like to remind people I work for you. I don't. I'm doing the people's work.
Yes.
And that's about it. So I don't know. It's kind of good stuff. So we have, I think, a unique event today. And we've gotten a bunch of questions about it. And I thought we could address some of those. How's that sound?
That sounds like a fantastic idea. Yeah.
So one of the questions that I've gotten, and again, with Hangouts, sometimes the technology is weird. And that's, what can people expect?
The unexpected.
Yeah,
exactly.
It.
Exactly. So we're using consumer technology. And consumer technology is not enterprise technology. And some days enterprise technology isn't enterprise technology. But we had, we're going to have hiccups. So we've created, for all 24 time zones, for all 24 time slots, each speaker has themselves coming. And then what else do they have? Tessa, what else do we got?
We have themselves coming. We have a copy of their slides, and we also have a pre-record of the video that they're going to share with us in the presentation today. So we've got kind of 2 fail-safe backup plans.
Right. So as IT pros, we thought we need to be redundant. So we had everyone submit not only their slides, but also videos of them presenting their slides, because we actually have 2 speakers so far. One had a death, and the other one is sick in Paris, and we'll talk about that as those time zones come.
Actually, we should point out that it wasn't the speaker that died.
No, it's not the speaker.
Speaker had a death, slightly concerning, nothing to do with their involvement with TFT whatsoever.
So yeah, the TFT hasn't killed anyone yet.
Yeah.
Not so current.
So we've got redundant systems. So there's gonna be a lot. I think as this goes on for 24 hours, there'll be a lot of things for people to consider, and this technology and what we're doing, I think, says a lot, because we're a very small group of people. We're loosely organized.
Mm-hmm.
All the speakers were selected by the community, and when I say the community, I mean the digital community. I personally, for my own sanity, which is questionable for a lot of people, separate digital activity and physical activity. I've met a lot of physical people, and they are not the same when you put them on the internet. They act unhuman.
Yeah.
So for the digital space, something I've written about over on ITSM Review, Edict 10, You Happy Puppet plug. I think I needed the speakers to be selected by other people.
Hmm.
And I think the other thing that was kind of important was I have an opportunity to travel all over the world so far. Who knows how long that'll last. And speak to all sorts of wonderful people. And I found 2 distinct problems with that model. One, I spent a decade not going anywhere, and I had things to share. So we need to be able to empower people who want to stand up and speak outside of their organization to an industry from a marketplace point of view. And 2, even if you do get a chance to speak, a lot of people don't even get to go hear the speakers.
Yeah.
So the content is locked away.
Yeah, I think that was something that kind of at SDI, we kind of really struggled with getting involved with TFT. You know, the event itself is free, and there's no data capture, there's no registration. You know, and as an organisation, yeah, we went, ah! And when I played this to the marketing team, they were going absolutely crazy. But actually, now they understand the premise of, you know, trusted influencers. So it's, you know, it's fantastic that it's free and there's no data capture. It's marvelous.
No, and that was really important to me. So I wanted to empower people inside organizations, inside software companies, educators, consultants, practitioners. It didn't really matter what your role was. To me, you're a human struggling to understand your role with technology. And that is your job. As a knowledge worker, you are measured on how effectively you transfer information frictionlessly between yourself and others, period. All other metrics are out the door. So this is an attempt to frictionlessly transfer information.
And how are we getting that information to people? There's a number of ways, aren't there? There's something to do with Evernote and Kindle from memory.
Yeah, so when I was working with Tessa and her team and Kirsty and everyone else, I mean, the rep speakers we've got yet to talk about, you know, I said, how do we get this content? Because let's pretend I have the money to go to a conference and I haven't been to speak. I still then have to log in, find the presentations I want, and download them. And that process in itself is daunting. I don't have enough time some days, you know, because I work from home like a lot of people. You know, I have to schedule a shower over lunch because it's like you get out of bed and you start working. So I don't have time to download.
I
often don't get out of bed and I'm starting to work.
So I don't have time to download content. So something that I talked about at Lead IT in Australia last year is this concept of knowledge lockering. And a lot of things are knowledge lockers. And your mom's cookbook, where she handwrote recipes, was a knowledge locker. This concept isn't new. But there are newer knowledge lockers that are available to people today. I was trying to grab from my Kindle. But the Kindle is a hardware knowledge locker, which means you can send PDFs to a unique address assigned to that Kindle and read them offline.
Yep.
Evernote is a software knowledge locker. So in that way, I can send myself PDFs, PowerPoints, files. I can create notes, and I can read them offline. It gets me out of my email box. So what we decided was, if we're going to collect email addresses, let's collect knowledge locker email addresses, and let's save people the time. You don't have to download the slides. The slides will come to you. So I think a lot of people are interested in how that works and what that means, because that actually is much more trusted than your inbox, because your inbox is just abused. Rita Racema today tweeted, your inbox is just nothing more than someone else's to-do list for you.
Yeah.
And my knowledge locker is my to-do list. It's my life on my terms, information that's important to me. And then when you look at things like Pinterest, so one of the things we're doing is SDI. Emma, what have you guys done with Pinterest for us?
We have created, there's an overall TFT board. There is a presentations board, so post TFT tonight, all the presentations will be up there, and each of the 24 speakers has their own individual board, which will have presentation, it'll have slides, it'll have both videos, and it'll have a SoundCloud and iTunes link as well. So you'll be able to get access to all the information in a myriad of ways. It's pretty fantastic.
So people said, why isn't there one site for all this? And I said, well, the idea of one site doesn't really fit a digital persona. Digital personas move from site to site to site, from app to app to app. They don't stay in one place. It's because you're just, when you're digital, you're just, you know, you're out of the skin, so you can move. You're augmented. So the idea behind the content for TFT is it's everywhere. So not only will it push to you if you so choose, but you find it everywhere you go. For audio, it's in iTunes. It's in SoundCloud where you can interact with it. For video, there's 2 different video streams. There's the live one you'll see today, plus there's the pre-records. Those will be on YouTube and in Vimeo, both. There's the content itself, which will be in SlideShare, on blogs, on Flickr, in Pinterest. There's the event information that was on Google, in Facebook, in LinkedIn, Constant Contact. You're digital. You were meant to... Go ahead.
Yeah, so there's no excuse for not seeing it. It's just everywhere. And you know, you consume it from wherever you want to consume it.
In the way that you want it.
Yeah.
Right? Frictionless knowledge transfer is about choice. Sometimes I want an email. Sometimes I want a text. Sometimes I want a Skype. Sometimes I want a Hangout. But it's my choice,
Yes.
right? It's my IT. Subtle plug. So,
That's going to get edited out. Don't you worry.
yeah. Oh, whatever. So somebody's losing their lunch. So we kind of cover why TFT. I did get a bunch of questions over the last couple of days. How many views do you expect? So I'm figuring across all the different channels, within 2 months, we will have over 1 million consumptions of this information. And whether that's listens, views, downloads of the material, reads, again, this is disruptive. So nothing like this has ever been done. When I approached Google about doing this in June, they said, well, this is great, but where would you get 24 people in 24 time zones? And I said, you should see the people I know in IT service management. We've got IT people who can do this.
Everywhere,
So I think the numbers are going to be impressive. The numbers are one of those things that we're going to share back with the community, because if we're not collecting email addresses, we have to get something, and that really was where the data comes into it to understand our community. Because these are the people who don't get to go to conferences.
Yes.
These are the people who don't get to speak.
Yeah, the majority of people don't get to go to conferences. I mean,
they do today.
Yeah, they do today. They don't.
And they do from now on.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm very proud of that. And then someone asked about sponsor dollars. Sponsorship is always one of these touchy subjects. Where's all this money going? Well, I'll tell you where it's not going. To us.
Yeah.
We've spent more money out of our own individual pockets than probably we have on our families in time and materials over the last 3 months.
Yeah.
So yes, BMC, thank you BMC Software for helping us with the global sponsorship. But that money literally got invested right back into pro accounts for Vimeo, pro accounts for SoundCloud, enablement of hiring people and collections. And I'm going to work really hard with Tessa, and she's on the air. I'm going to work really hard with Tessa when we do this again, hopefully in 6 months. And we're very proud today to announce.
It's definitely 6 months.
We're very proud today to announce that TFT 13, if you want to tell us, Tessa, what will happen there.
TFT 13 will go live on the 18th of June 2013, and it will start with a virtual conference, which is, absolutely fabulous and will mirror what we're doing today. But then it will take into SDI's actual physical conference. We run a physical conference in June, so we'll bypass the physical conference and then go back out to virtual again. So it'll be a combination of both. So pushing the boundaries yet again. And, we've put the Listly up today for call for speakers, and I think within literally 2 minutes of it being tweeted, we'd had over 150 views. It's over 200 now. Yeah, so and the counter's right on Listly. Again, go speak. Sign up to speak. And lastly, one of the things I really want to work with SDI and our sponsors for and at TFT 13 is I want to pay. I want to pay the speakers who were selected by the crowd. I want to get enough sponsorship dollars so we can pay people for their content. We have got to be prepared for people who are underemployed or unemployed, people who are between jobs, or people who want to be more. We've got to empower this generation who can talk and communicate with each other to feed their families and to become stronger and faster. Yeah, and we would.
It's a scary world out there right now.
With that,
are we done? Has TFT 12 finished now? Can we go to sleep?
No, we're just ready to start here in 6 minutes. A lot of people ask me what tools have we used. So Kirsty and Emma, you both have experienced a different way of working over the last 2 months. Can you both tell me about what types of tools you've been using outside of your email?
Yeah. Well, email's been secondary, really. I mean, the majority of the collaboration that we've done has been pretty well through Evernote, all our catch-ups. That's been great. When I wake up in the morning, I have a look to see what you guys have been doing while I've been sleeping and catch up on the information there. All the videos and everything have been uploaded by the speakers into a Dropbox, which we've shared. Yeah, everything's. I mean, I've got a couple of notes in email, but actually since Lead IT 12, Chris, I've been running my zero inbox policy, so I've actually got nothing sitting in there at the moment. But no, Evernote and Dropbox have been, they've been the glue that's held us together.
Yeah, I
Tessa,
mean,
what do we do when we want to get together and talk about something?
Oh well, Hangout is the most easiest thing, easiest thing forever, And I think Hangout has kind of has driven this to happen, and like Kirsty, for me, Evernote has been, an amazing eye opener in the way 3 separate entities can collaborate all at one time. There's no egos involved. It's all there for everybody to see.
Come on, let's be a little honest.
Okay, well, yours was involved.
Okay.
Only a little bit. But it's just been, it's been a real eye-opener. And Evernote now, I love Evernote now. I'm a big fan, and everything goes to Evernote, and I nearly have a zero inbox. It just has a few ones in front of it.
Yeah, we don't want to. It's funny. There are anti-zero inbox people, so we don't want to make them angry.
No, I don't have a zero inbox, so they can love me.
So I guess last thing before we finish our pre-show and go on the air, I just want to thank Kirsty. You've done amazing work with the ITSMF International, and I wish you the best in your new endeavors. I know that the magazine you created for them is one of those things that helped unify a lot of people across the globe and gave writers a place to start and gave them a voice. So thank you for your work in the community, for ITSMF, and for the community as well. Tessa, as a peer in the industry and a coworker and a friend, I will never be able to thank you enough for believing me enough.
It's been an absolutely amazing journey, and we have only just touched
to support this, and then probably most importantly, to the speakers who are going to speak to you today, all 24 of them. You're brave. You're leaders.
Yeah.
I believe in you. So we're going to go ahead and hang up on this Hangout, and Kirsty's going to go up and fire up the TFT engine and get ready for the first speaker.
Okay, we'll see you back here very shortly.
See you soon.
See you.
Bye.